Guess what? I tried to put in the word Tartaria in Google and it automatically changes it to Tartaria, although it works for tardy and it works for tartar sauce. And the same thing happens on Grok, same thing happens on YouTube, so there seems to be a conspiracy. They don't want us to look up the word Tartaria, although it really existed. There are maps and there are documents and books about it that show it existed. So besides the maps, there are also books, which I'm going to show you one now. This is from 1788 by Thomas Salmon, the Modern Gazetteer. Tartary, a very large extent of the country, the same as the ancient Scythia, comprehending all of the north of Europe and Asia, of which the Russians profess much the greatest art at present, and have given it the name of Siberia, which extends from the rivers Orb and Irtis, the divide Alia from Europe to the Pacific Ocean. Chinese Tartary, which lies north of China and is bounded by Siberia on the north and west, is now the largest country that goes by the name of Tartary, being about 750 miles in extent, possessed by one sovereign, and for that reason it is sometimes called Great Tartary. It is separated from China by a great wall. The Tartars, which lie south of Siberia and Muscovy, are the Tartars of African, Circaphia, and Dagafit, fit northwest of the Caspian Sea, the Kalmucks, which lie between Siberia and the Caspian Sea, the Uzbek Tartars and Moguls, which lie north of Persia and India, and those of Tibet, which lie northwest of China. Of these, the Tartars of Atrakan are subject to Muscovy. Those of Circaphia and Dagafit sometimes put themselves under the protection of the Russians and sometimes acknowledge the Turks or Persians their sovereigns. The Kalmuk Tartars at present acknowledge themselves subjects of Russia. The Uzbek Tartars were largely independent but were subdued by Kuli Khan, the late sovereign of Persia, who took possession of their capital city, Bukhara. The Mughals seem to feel independent, as well as those of Tibet, which occasions this country to be called independent Tartary sometimes, and the Tartars of Tibet are so powerful that they are frequently at war with the Chinese. The northern Tartary is a cold, barren country, almost always covered with snow, wherein are very few houses or inhabitants. The southern Tartars, for the most part, enjoy a temperate climate and a fruitful soil, but as of a few of them have fixed habitations or apply themselves to cultivate the soil, but are continually moving from place to place to find pasture for their numerous flocks, it would be deceiving the reader to define him to depend on any accounts given by geographers of the extents, limits, and situation of the vast regions of Tartary in general. For even those powers who possess parts of it are divided as to the exact boundaries of what they pretend to have. There are some other countries in Europe which still bear the name of Tartary, but these are separated from the rest by Polis, Metois, and the Black Sea, such as Little Tartary, Crim Tartary, and Butsik Tartary, which are all subject to the Turk. Thanks to Jordan Nuttall for posting this book.